You are one decision away from changing your life. And you have to accept that. You're one new meeting, one new relationship, one new contact, one new action, one new decision away from shifting your life from where it is right now to a totally different place.
Just consider one decision that you make today has the potential to change the rest of your life. I mean, every day you decide, am I going to wake up an hour earlier like I said I would and get myself to the gym or not? Should I have that cookie at work or not? Now look, it may seem silly. You're like, oh, for God's sakes, Mel, come on. It's not silly at all. Everything, I mean everything about where you are in your life right now, every aspect of your life is in large part a result of your past decisions.
At the end of the day, I think we could all agree that no matter what happens in life, we are a byproduct of our decisions. We can all agree on that, right? And if you can agree on that, then you're at the right place. If you're like, no, bad things just seem to happen to me, I have no control of anything that happens to me, I'm just a byproduct of circumstance, then don't watch this channel. This is not the channel for you. However, if you realize that you are a byproduct of the decisions that you have made,
it's time to wake up. Wake the up, bro. Enough with the bullshit, enough with the excuses, enough with the nonsense, enough with being in a situation where you're always complaining, where you're always pointing fingers. Point the fingers at yourself. The life that you have is the life that you chose. If you don't like the life that you have, it's your damn fault, dude. Change. Make different decisions. Hang out with different people. Instill some discipline, some habits. Win.
And I want to remind you, making no decision is a decision. Because you're deciding to stay exactly where you are and ignore what your intuition is telling you. You're deciding to accept less than you deserve and delay making the changes that will bring you happiness and more satisfaction in your life. Those are decisions, and you need to wake up and recognize that you're making them. Just imagine yourself a year from now. You're in the marriage. You're in the job. You still live in the same place.
So one of the reasons why we're afraid of making decisions, especially tough decisions, right, is because whenever we make a decision, the whole idea, the whole meaning of decision in Latin is to cut away from the past. Meaning, if I decide that I want to get married, I am cutting away from being single. If I decide from having a baby and becoming a parent, I'm cutting away from sleeping 8 hours of sleep. If I make a decision to become an entrepreneur, I'm cutting away from having a 9-to-5 job, security. That's why we're afraid of making tough decisions.
And one of the things that took me a very long time to understand was that the things that dragged me down were not the things that I thought they were. Because the heaviest things in life aren't iron or gold, but they're unmade decisions. They're the things that weigh us down. They take up all of our attention, all of our brain power. And so right now, there's probably a handful of decisions that you know you need to make that you're just not. If you want to feel yourself go so much faster than you ever have, just decide.
I believe that the single most important skill is the ability to make effective decisions, because everything comes from decision. You only get new results if you take new actions. You only take new actions if that decision comes first.
You should basically be the person that your mum thinks you are, or the person that your younger self wanted as a role model. Brave, courageous, earnest, honest, virtuous, like on fire. There's this quote from the ancient Greeks that says, live as though all your ancestors were living again through you.
You don't need the money until after you make the decision. Person say, I want to take a trip, and I'm going to go as soon as I get the money. You don't need the money to make the decision to take the trip. I'm going to start my own business as soon as everything's right. Things are never going to be right. You've got to make a decision. Now, you see, when you make the decision, everything starts to change.
In other words, decision is the father or mother of all action. But not all decisions are equally good, as we all know. And the quality of our life comes down to the quality of our decisions. You want action. Action means you have to make some decisions along the way. And decisions, most people are so afraid to make the wrong decision, they don't make any decision.
I've got to make a decision, and when you look at the root word of decision, it's decadere, which means to cut off. I'm going to cut off all other options. You know, I'd heard like Will Smith say there's no reason to have plan B because it distracts from plan A. Like, it's got to be the thing. And I was like, oh my God, I got to commit to this thing. I can't have any more feelings of like, I'm going to go back to working for someone else. Like, this is my life path. I'm either going to succeed at it or I'm going to die trying. And I was like,
If the decision doesn't match your values and principles, move on. Meaning, you're gonna have a lot of different opportunities in your life. And when I say opportunities, I'm not just talking about money and making millions. I'm talking about different relationships, people that enter in your life. If an opportunity comes your way and it's very attractive, but it doesn't match your values and principles that you live by, don't even think twice about it. Move on. That headache and you sleeping on a hard pillow at night is not worthy of you making that decision, because then your mind is being consumed of something you did that doesn't match your values and principles. The moment you're unaligned, you're not fulfilled, and you won't enjoy yourself while you're doing that. So it's simple. Decision doesn't match your values and principles, don't even think about it, move on.
the first biggest decision that you'll make in your entire life is who you're going to surround yourself with. The people that you surround yourself with, your friends, your family, everything. Because you become who you surround yourself with. And so this is one of the most important decisions that you ever make in your entire life, is the people that are in your life. You will either rise to the standards of people around you, or you will lower your standards to people around you. I don't know why it tends to be this way, but for most people in most circles, it's usually they need to lower their standards.
What is the most important thing you think for somebody to do?
Adjust your mindset so that you realize there is not a person on this planet that is more deserving of success than you are. Not one person. I don't care how big they are, how famous they are, how rich they are. There's not a person on the planet who deserves success more than you.
Wow.
And you gotta mean it. You gotta believe it. You gotta believe you're the most important person on the planet to achieve the success. And I don't mean sort of successful, a little bit, I mean outsized success, right? Life is hard and life is short. Let's dream. Let's dream in color. Let's go for it. What if you get it?
Stop waiting till you're perfect. Just start. Stop waiting to feel certain. Progress builds confidence. Stop waiting till you feel ready. Confidence comes after, not before. Stop waiting till they approve. Most people are too scared to even try. Stop waiting till you have more time. You make time for what matters. Stop waiting for it to be easy. What transforms you rarely is.
Very important decision you make is who you want to be. Essentially, what you want your values to be. Who do you want to be in this lifetime? What do you want to achieve? We're all going to die one day. It's happening. And at your funeral, what do you want people to say about you? Because when you get to your funeral, people are not going to say, oh, this guy had $10 million in his bank account. Oh my gosh, this guy built a business with 1,000 employees. No, they're going to say who you were.
Your life doesn't change in a year. Your life changes in the tiny decisions you repeat for a year. We waste entire years waiting for motivation, waiting for clarity, waiting for timing, waiting for confidence. And while we wait, the year quietly disappears.
But if you start making the smaller decisions quickly without him and hawing over it, you're teaching your subconscious mind that whenever I come to a fork in the road to make a decision, I make the decision, and if I have to course correct, I will. So then when the big decisions come up in life about business, about marketing, about investing, about marriage, about moving, you can make the decision quickly because you've trained your subconscious mind. That's the secret.
Yeah, it's the hardest thing in the world, starting over. It's back to the 0 to 1 thing. It's the mountain climbing thing. You're not going to find your path to the top of the mountain in the first go around. Sometimes you go up there, you get stuck, and you come back down. And the difference between all the successful people and the ones who are not is the ones who are successful want it so badly they're willing to go back and start over again and again, whether in their career or in their relationships or in anything else.
Successful people are not those who necessarily make the right decisions all the time, but by hanging in there, they make their decisions right. If they make a mistake, they accept it. They learn as much as possible from it, failing, making mistakes, and carry on. The more you fail and the more mistakes you make, the smarter you become, and the more likely it is that you will eventually achieve your goals.
Whether you're in the first, second, or even third act, it's not over. You gotta remember, it's the way you end it. It is the way you leave people feeling about what your most recent accomplishments are. So it's never too late.
What I also love about this is if you don't like how it feels, we know you're not in the third act yet.
There you go. That's right. You're
Right?
not at the end. You're not at the end. You still got more acts to go. You still got an opportunity to change and create a blockbuster life. Never too late to pivot. The power of the pivot. I'm a big believer in embracing that power. Your movie's not over. Your story is not over being told.
Here's the truth. One decision can separate who you were from who you're becoming. One decision can end an old chapter and begin a better one. One decision can change your confidence forever. And one decision can rewrite your entire story. All it takes is one decision.